All right, Raider Nation, here's the deal. Gardner Minshew has a broken left collarbone, which means he is out for the rest of the season, and this could be the death knell in his career.
A couple of things, any update on Gardner Minshew?
With Minshew, left shoulder there, we'll know more, but doesn't look good.
It is very unlikely that the Raiders will retain him for next season. There's absolutely no point. He is clearly not a starting quarterback in the NFL. And with this injury, we are now guaranteed to no longer see Gardner Minshew. Now, let me just be clear. I never want to see a player on any team go down with such a serious injury. I myself have had a broken collarbone. It is absolute misery for 6 straight weeks, and you are susceptible to re-breaking it after you do that if you have any type of contact sports. So my heart goes out to Gardner Minshew, and I wish him all the best and a speedy recovery. With that being said, we all know, Raider Nation, that Gardner Minshew is not the best quarterback on this team. That is probably Aiden O'Connell. And then he had an injury. Boy, does it seem like the injury bug has absolutely plagued the Las Vegas Raiders this season. And now we have also Desmond Ridder, who did come into the game yesterday and got a few reps. Unfortunately, he had a fumble, and then also we weren't able to get into the end zone, and that cost us the game. But I don't blame that on Desmond Ridder because, again, when you're not the starting quarterback, you're not getting the starting reps with your team, and he's new to the team. And therefore, he's not going to have the rhythm with his receivers and his offensive line and that offense. Antonio Pierce made this statement as to whether or not Aiden O'Connell or Desmond Ridder would be the starter for this week's game against KC, as Aiden O'Connell has been cleared to get off IR this week. And he has actually been in practice throwing some balls. And so he may actually be ready. And that decision will probably come out later today, if not tomorrow, who the starting quarterback is. But this is what Antonio had to say about it right here.
Aiden O'Connell, he's got us eligible to come off the IR next week. Are you hopeful at all that he might be able to suit up this week?
Yeah, we're going to need somebody, right? We're out of quarterbacks too now. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. But obviously it looks like he's getting better. He threw a little bit in practice this week. Obviously, we got a short week, play on Friday, travel on Thursday, so we have to make that decision very quickly.
So as you can see, we're not sure who the starting quarterback is going to be. Is it going to be Desmond Ridder, or are we going back to AOC? I hope that we get to see some Desmond Ridder at least this week, and then maybe AOC for the rest of the season. I really want to see what Desmond Ridder can do, and if you guys want to see what Desmond Ridder can do, or maybe you're on the AOC train, go ahead and drop Ridder or AOC to vote for which quarterback you want to see for the rest of the season. And if you do that, and this video gets at least 5,000 views, we will give away one of these Max Crosby Just Win Baby t-shirts that are dry fit, beautiful t-shirts, wonderful. It's from our own company, Black Rain Official. And if this video gets 10,000 views, we still have this XBot Go AI gimbal that we haven't given away, because the last time that we did the promotion for this one, the video didn't get over 10,000 views. So this one is still available. So if this gets 10,000 views, we'll give this one away instead of the t-shirt. However, I'm going to sweeten the deal. If this video gets 15,000 views, we'll give this away to one lucky winner. This will be the grand prize, and we'll give away a t-shirt to a second prize runner up. So get your votes down below. Make sure you're subscribed and you like the video. That's all we ask. And if this video gets 15,000, one person's going to get a $300 XBot Go gimbal, and one person will get a t-shirt as a second prize. So let's talk about Desmond Ridder and AOC moving forward. First, let's talk about Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder came from the Atlanta Falcons. He was from the Cincinnati Bearcats, former teammate of Trey Tucker. He is an athletic, mobile guy. He runs a 4.4 40, so he's very quick on his feet. He can absolutely move out of the pocket, and he's pretty good at throwing outside the pocket as well. We've gotten to see a few glimpses of that. This is something that he has over Aiden O'Connell, because Aiden O'Connell is a bit slow when he tries to run out of the pocket and usually gets caught up pretty quickly. And so if he doesn't get rid of the ball, he ends up in a sack. One of the great things about Aiden O'Connell, though, over Desmond Ridder is that Aiden O'Connell is proven that he is really good at reading the defenses, making the correct pass, and he has a very accurate arm, both in the short and intermediate range, though he does suffer a little bit when it comes to accuracy with the deep ball. Desmond Ridder is probably better at the deep ball than is Aiden O'Connell. And so it's kind of a wash right now as to which one is going to be better. One thing about Desmond Ridder, though, in his chances to start is the fact that right now, Antonio Pierce does not have confidence in Desmond Ridder to take that starting position because he made this statement right here.
But have you seen enough from Desmond Ridder in this short period of time, in this short week?
No, I'll be honest, not to cut you off, but no. I mean, it's not enough reps. I mean, when Aiden was in there, when Gardner was in there, you give him all the reps. You do some stuff in like either 7-on-7 certain periods, we would, but to sit there and say you've seen enough, no. I mean, he has film. He's played in this league, and obviously, I mean, today was tough, right? Sit on the bench the last 55 minutes, and now you're throwing him in the ball game, and he did the best he could. He fought, put us down in position, obviously, to try to score a touchdown at the end of the game.
So as you can see, Coach Antonio Pierce is not all in on Desmond Ridder as of right now, and so we are back to a quarterback competition with the Las Vegas Raiders so late into the season, in a losing season. This has got to be one of the most nightmarish seasons I've ever witnessed in my decades of watching the Raiders. The fact that we are literally back in a quarterback competition between now Aiden O'Connell and Desmond Ridder. Gardner Minshew's out for the season with a broken collarbone. It's like, could it really get any worse? One thing I do like about this, though, is now that Gardner Minshew is definitely not going to be back for the season and probably not back with the Raiders next season, is that we actually have a real competition now between Aiden O'Connell and Desmond Ridder. It was never a real competition between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell, clearly because, as we've seen, Aiden O'Connell was the better quarterback. Not by much, but he was the better quarterback in preseason, and he should have been the starter. However, because Gardner Minshew was getting a $15 million guarantee for this year, he became the starter. And I think that played a major role as to why we stuck with Gardner Minshew and not just go straight to AOC, who, in my opinion, earned the job by what he did last year, as well as what he was able to do in the preseason. Again, it wasn't pretty, and there's definitely wasn't a large margin of victory over Gardner Minshew. They were pretty much neck and neck, but he was the starting quarterback, and therefore he shouldn't have lost the starting quarterback position to Gardner Minshew simply because Gardner Minshew made more money. But with new general manager Tom Telesco being the one that brought in Gardner Minshew, it was pretty much guaranteed that unless Aiden O'Connell was looking like Peyton Manning 2.0 in his Super Bowl year with the Indianapolis Colts, that Gardner Minshew was going to be the guy because the pressure would be put on Antonio Pierce to go with the $15 million quarterback versus the rookie only making just over $1 million. That being said, that is no longer an issue. Gardner Minshew is out of the way, and now Aiden O'Connell has a chance to resurrect once again for the third time his career in the NFL to prove that he can be a starting quarterback. However, Desmond Ridder, who is a third-round draft pick, which is higher than Aiden O'Connell being a fourth-round draft pick, he also has a chance to resurrect his career. And so it's going to be really interesting to see just what happens between these two quarterbacks. And in my opinion, I would like to see a mixture of both. What do you have to lose? Because somebody's getting cut. We know Gardner Minshew is probably going to get cut, but you also have Carter Bradley, you have Desmond Ridder, you have AOC, and you're going to draft a quarterback because as it stands right now, the Raiders have the third overall draft pick. And if we lose throughout, we are guaranteed at least a top 2 draft pick because we play the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are ahead of us right now. And so if they beat us, we move up into either the number 2 or the number 1 spot, depending on how things shake out for the last few games of the season. That means that the Raiders will go out and get their franchise quarterback, whether it be Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, or somebody else. So we're going to have too many quarterbacks moving into next season. Somebody's got to get out of the way. And I think you've got to get either rid of Carter Bradley, AOC, or Desmond Ridder. Now, I think you keep AOC, in my opinion, for the long term. He has a pretty decent upside. And if nothing else, Aiden O'Connell is a very comparable backup quarterback in the NFL, and he's been with the team. Desmond Ridder hasn't been with the team. And Carter Bradley, in my opinion, he's just not going to be anything more than a practice squad guy, maybe a backup guy on some other team. I don't see the Raiders keeping him either. So I want to see Desmond Ridder maybe get the last couple of games or the next couple of games, and then AOC get the last couple of games just to see what you're going to get. Now, what happens if Desmond Ridder starts against KC and the dude just balls out? Then you're in a conundrum, because now do you start AOC after he's healed, or do you stay with Desmond Ridder and see what he's got, because maybe he could be a starting quarterback in the NFL?